Time to try 16 different flavors of Kettle brand chips. I'm excited about this one because I love potato chips. It's not sweet shit for once. It's the Ben & Jerry's one really fucked me up. This one I'm excited about. I'm gonna treat myself on this one. Let's get down to it. I'm starving. I haven't eaten anything. I'm ready. First off, we've got your classic sea salt. Love the crunch. Not too oily and greasy too. Like a very just nice, fine, crunchy chip. Not too much salt either. Yeah, which is a good thing. You can really eat a lot of these without getting fatigued. It's got a perfect salt, perfect crunch. The only thing is, I personally love flavored chips. So these are like a very solid A. I think they're very good. But I want that flavor, man. I want that flavor powder. Let's get this out of the way. 40% less fat sea salt. Still perfectly good. It's obviously going to have a little bit less of that richness of the oil, but the crunch really helps. Like you can, it's like almost like a little more shattery. That's a weird way of saying it, but like as opposed to thick crunch. It's still good potato flavor. Salt is around the same, I think, sort of flavor. Yeah, just solid. It's a good substitution, I think. I think you would barely notice if you didn't know. Like a solid B. Okay. Organic salt and fresh ground pepper. Got the little black pepper on there. Got a nice flavor. Not just, I mean, there's a great sort of like fresh pepper flavor in there. But there's a little bit of other spices in there too, almost like a garlicky kind of note. The chips themselves are nice and crispy. I don't know necessarily the difference in organic, but tastes great. If these are better for the environment in some way, that's great, and they taste just as good. So this is like a A+. Definitely the pepper and the little spices really add on to this. Crinkle cut salt and fresh ground pepper. Not organic, because fuck the environment, says this bag. Okay. Crinkle cut with kettle chips doesn't really matter to me because it's still gonna be super crunchy, right? Like there's a big difference between like regular potato chips and ripple chips or crinkle chips or whatever you want to call them. This doesn't have that big of a difference. I guess they're kind of crunchier if I had to really think about it. I actually liked the organic ones better than this. This one I think there might be more oil or something, but it kind of I kind of liked it. The other one you could taste more of the pepper. This one, while richer, I think, and it's like it's more oil flavor than pepper flavor. But still good. A solid, I'd say, B+. Not bad. All right, we got sea salt and vinegar. I know this can be a divisive flavor for some people. Definitely more vinegar than salt. I actually wish there were more salt in this. Because I think, you know, salt and vinegar is not my favorite, but I like them fine. But this is definitely like, I think what works with salt and vinegar is you have that contrast, right? The sour and the little spikes of salt. This kind of just tastes like vinegar to me. I wish there was a little more contrast. Like they're fine. I would eat these for sure, but would this be my first or second or maybe not even my third choice? B, like a B. Like I don't hate them. They taste good, but they kind of just taste like vinegar. Next up, we've got backyard barbecue. Yeehaw! Got that orange hue. I like it. Compare this to like Lay's barbecue and much less sweet, and not in a bad way. I think Lay's can be a little cloyingly sweet. I think with these, you got a nice sweetness, but a nice smokiness, a little smoky, a little spice. It's got that classic barbecue flavor. And by the way, I don't need to talk about the crunch on any of these because they all crunch the fucking same. They're all kettle chips. They're all super crunchy, which is a plus. This is like a solid A+. I do like these a lot. I'll try the organic country style barbecue. These are pretty good. I like the other ones better. With these, you can start to tell that the texture is slightly different. If I had to describe this, it's subtle, but it's kind of like rice crackery, almost like that sort of crispy as opposed to crunchy. Still crunchy, but crispy, crunchy. And I actually prefer that one's a little sweeter. This one kind of goes a little on the saltier, less sweet. Probably because they just pumped that one full of fake sugars and shit. But I mean, I like the fake sugars, so still pretty good. Wouldn't say no to these, but I kind of like my barbecue a little sweeter, barbecue sauce at least. So I would say this is like B. E. B. I don't think I've ever had this. I'm excited about this. Sour cream and onion. Like, I love sour cream and onion, classic flavor, but I don't think I've ever seen these. I actually had to order these online. Curious what their take is on this classic flavor. A little disappointing. I think the best onion chips are ones that really capture the sweetness of an onion. You got your Utz Ripple chips, sour cream and onion. Those are like top tier. Even like a Pringle sour cream and onion, or like even Ruffles sour cream and onion. All of those really capture the sweetness of an onion, and then contrast it with like the richness of the sour cream and the salt. This is kind of flat, if I'm being totally honest. It feels muted. Like, I'm not getting that much creaminess. I'm not getting very much onion flavor. Like, I keep eating them to try to like get more out of it, but it tastes fine. Like, probably again like a B at worst, but it does have the sensation of like, oh, you made this delicious like onion cream soup. Oh, and you poured water all over it. Like, what? Like, no, it was good. You're just muting the flavor still. Not bad. I don't know if there's gonna be a single chip in this batch that I don't like, but we'll see. Next up's jalapeno, classic kettle chip flavor. I think the first kettle chips I ever had were jalapeno, and so I kind of associate it with kettle chips. That's delicious. S, it's great. S rank. There's a sweetness to it, like a nice, almost like peppery, pickly sweetness. Not spicy at all, I'll say. Not very spicy at all, but it's almost like this is what sour cream and onion should taste like. Like, this is like a spicy sour cream and onion to me. It's got a nice kind of peppery, oniony sweetness. Really, really tasty. Yeah, highly recommended. This is the best one I've had so far. Crinkle cut dill pickle. Okay. These are excellent. My only nitpick is I don't think a kettle chip needs crinkle. I think it makes it actually harder to taste the chip because it's like, that weird texture. So you're like trying to taste the chip and it's like, oh, but it's almost like an obstacle. But these are so strongly flavored that it still shines through. This is an S rank as well. Some dill pickle chips, because I love pickle chips actually, and I love pickles, have too much vinegar only. And I think this reminds me of actually a flavor of a chip I really, from my youth, Old Dutch, if any of you know that brand. Old Dutch pickle chips are like fucking delicious. And this has that same feel for me. There's almost like a creaminess, which may sound weird if you're like, oh, a pickle with creaminess, but it works with potato chips. Like a creaminess, that dill flavor is very like authentic and very forward. I love dill. It's got that nice salty, sweet, sour, creamy dill, everything. It just comes together in a really nice, like almost like garlicky, it's fantastic. This last batch is a really interesting bunch. I've had some of these, I think, like pepperoncini, for example. I believe I've had this. Imagine Cool Ranch Doritos, but they taste like pickle. It's good. Not as good as Dill Pickle. It's going for a different sort of vibe. I like both. I think they actually go pretty well together. Maybe would prefer more sweetness, but since it's pepperoncini, they're not really going that direction, so I don't blame them. So, I say it's like a solid B+. Korean barbecue, the food of my people. These are very solid. I think I remember eating these a long time ago and not being as impressed, but maybe they changed it up or my taste buds have changed, but very good. It's definitely different from the other barbecue chips. Those are a lot more subtle. These are very in-your-face flavor, like very sweet, meaty. There's like a meatiness flavor. Kind of soy sauce, like, you know, some, you know, garlic. Like it definitely has a very different. Like, they could have just been lazy and be like, I don't know, fucking barbecue, who cares? No one's gonna know the difference, but this does taste more like something like bulgogi or kalbi. Like, I'm really liking it, actually. A+. Now I want Korean barbecue. Alright, next up, Parmesan garlic. Parmesan garlic. Not bad. Pretty good. It definitely has that the vague stink of Parmesan, which I love. I love Parmigiano Reggiano and Parmesan, and it's got that kind of like stink on the top that is good. Like, it has that sharpness of the Parmesan. Kind of wish there was more garlic. I wouldn't mind a little sweetness. It's a very subtle flavor. It's not bad. I still like it. Probably like a B+. Again, I don't think I'm gonna dislike any of these. It's the best day ever. Farm Stand Ranch. In this, the creaminess really comes out first. That creamy, almost buttermilk flavor is first and foremost, followed by, there's some herbs and garlic in there. You know, it's a little muted. Imagine you took like a whole potato and dabbed the tip of it, but you're taking a big bite of potato, so it's like, yeah, there's ranch there. I can taste it, but it's kind of muted. When you do taste it, it does taste good. I'm noticing, I think, with full crunch factor with the kettle chips, it seems like some of the flavors can get left behind if they don't season them enough. If they didn't have the creaminess, this would have nothing. So I'm gonna say B+. Honey Dijon. I feel like this one could be really tasty. Mmm. Very tasty. I mean, super sweet honey flavor. A nice mustard tanginess that, really, that's rank. If you like Snyder's honey mustard pretzels, which are the best ones, you'll love these. It's exactly the same thing. Really strong honey mustard flavor. I love honey mustard. I think both combinations, you know, the sweet and sour, perfect combination here. And this is not shy. Some of these kettle chips are a bunch of little baby bitches, like, in terms of their flavor. Stuff like this, bam! Fucking mustard! Well, more like fucking honey and mustard. Really great. I love these. And finally, we have Truffle and Sea Salt. We'll see if this tastes like truffle oil, which I hate, because I love real truffles. I think they're great. Truffle oil is the nastiest shit you can get. So we'll see. Oh, or the Ripple too, or Crinkle. Yeah, not bad. It's not. It says truffle extract in this. It's like truffle sea salt with truffle extract, which, who knows? Maybe that is like a term for just fake ass truffles. But like a lot of like synthetic truffle oil you get at restaurants has no truffle at all, and just tastes like gasoline to me. It's just nasty. I hate it. This actually does have a truffle-esque flavor. Like it's very full front. Does it taste like a real truffle? Not exactly, but it does taste like what most truffle fries and stuff are trying to taste like. So if you have never had a truffle, it's like really savory, kind of like almost floral meaty. Sounds weird, but it's really kind of what it is. It's like almost like a floral, savory, meat-like flavor. This would not be my first choice. I think I could easily get sick of this as I'm eating more and more, but I actually think they're pretty good. I was expecting to not like these, but they're actually pretty decent. I probably would not get another bag of these again, but so I'd say these are like probably like a B. Like, and the lowest rank I've given so far is a B. All right, that was 16 flavors of Kettle brand chips. Overall, I had a great time. I'm not disgustingly full. I think the best ones are honey mustard, jalapeno, and dill pickle. All three are really bold flavors, really delicious, highly recommended. But none of these flavors were bad. Just some were more, underwhelming or whatever than others. But overall, you can't really go wrong. This is a good time. I'm happy. I'm sure the next one will be terrible, but this one was good.